Hey guys, we're back for some more Standard, and I wanted to take another look here at the mono white aggro deck to see if I could make it even more lean, even more lower to the ground, and this is kind of what I ended up with. So first of all, if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by, and if you do like my content, please consider subscribing, maybe dropping a comment or a like, or sharing it with a friend of yours who might also like my content. And for my returning viewers, thank you guys so much for your support. It does mean the world to me. I really appreciate you guys. So let's have a look and jump in. So the version that I ran in the standard event, which went 7-2, I was really happy with, and it sounds like from some of the comments that I got from you guys, you've been having some success with it also. So I kind of took a little bit of inspiration here from another deck builder, and I think he has a channel here on YouTube also. He's just an absolutely fantastic player. So it's sort of from an unusual place. I saw a build of his Boros Convoke for Historic, and let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Okay, so yeah, the YouTuber is a player here on MTGA named Althirax, and I believe his YouTube channel is MTGA Zone. So I'll put a link to it in the description. And although kind of the video that I saw was a historic deck using Boros Convoke, it kind of led me to think, is it possible if we can lower the land count? And that deck was running 17 lands, and that's kind of what prompted me to see if I could try that here with mono white aggro and standard. And it had a lot of the same cards. Obviously this is not a Boros deck, but yeah, one more shout out for Althirax. Fantastic player. I highly recommend you check out his channel. He just has such an amazing mind for constructed and combos, and I think the deck that he posted hit like top 5 mythic. He's hit top 1 more mythic before, so just a huge shout out. Excellent player. But yeah, so jumping into the deck here. So this has a staggering 31 1-drops to get as low to the ground and as in there as humanly possible. And then kind of the more expensive cards here, you have 4 copies of Case of the Gateway Express, which is kind of like, I like to think of it as like the cheap version of War Leader's Call. It's obviously a different card, but basically you're getting a removal spell and then a buff to all of your creatures for +1/+0 if you can attack with 3 or more creatures. So this is fantastic because not only does it help you remove an opposing threat, but it also buffs your entire team. And the other card here is Regal Bunnicorn, which I've definitely used in mono white aggro before, but it is so good in this deck because literally this deck has just an absurd number of creatures, and this thing is often like a 10/10. So yeah, other than that, we've got Knight Errant of Eos, which is, essentially you're just going to convoke out for 5 most of the time. So the land, we have 1 Iganjo and 16 planes. Everything has to be able to cast all of our 1-drops here, but we basically have every single single cost or 1 cost human that's remotely playable. And then we have a bunch of the 1-drops that are aggressive that are not humans, like Hotshot Mechanic, Cheeky House Mouse, and Yoshin Frontliner. And then the rest, we've got the usual suspects: Warden of the Inner Sky, Recruitment Officer, Novice Inspector, Lunarch Veteran, and Hopeful Initiate. So with all that said, the deck is incredibly linear. I've done a couple games already, so I've got some data for you. So far, it's doing really well. I think it's like 6 or 7-1 right now. It's so I'm just absolutely loving it. So let's jump into some games. And the other thing that he talked a lot about, Althirax, in his kind of discussion of the deck that sort of inspired me a little bit, is that it can essentially operate on 1 mana. So I'm kind of curious to try that out, and I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm willing to try it. So instead of mulliganing trying to hit two land, this deck does not mulligan well. If we hit it, great. If we don't, I guess we'll see what happens. So we're going to lead out here with our Hotshot Mechanic, as it is kind of the worst 2-1 that we have in case it gets removed. But I'm kind of curious. I mean, I think most of the games that I've done so far, I have either had 2 land or I think I mulliganed once or twice. So I'm curious to see if it's even possible to win with 1 land. Alright, so I think we ideally want at least another 2-power creature before trying to get Initiate going. So I think we'll just lead out here with a Recruitment Officer. It might be like wildly optimistic to expect to be able to win off 1 land, but I guess we'll see. And there's a second land, so happy to see that. I think we kind of want to put Lightning Strike out of range, although that will slow down their turn. But I think we do want a double spell here again. So I think now we can go like Officer plus Initiate. Could probably also go Frontliner here if we want to be able to like push through like a 3-power if we need to. Yeah, that's probably fine. I guess if they sit back with a 2/2, yeah, I think let's go for a Frontliner plus Initiate. They'd have to have like, I guess they could use like 2 single target removals to kind of shut this down a little bit. So maybe we should have done the Officer instead of the Frontliner, but I think that is asking a lot. And I guess, yeah, they're going to sit back with Godric there, which is always a good sign if Red's willing to sit back. Here, I think we're happy to send in like the Frontliner and the Mechanic. If they want to take out Frontliner, that's fine. And then start dropping Bunnicorns. So yeah, even if they take this out, this will still be a 4/4. We do get to push some damage here, so that's always a plus. The other nice thing is with a Cheeky House Mouse, we can use the adventure side if they like sit back with like a 3/3 to be able to send our Bunnicorn essentially unblockable. Okay, so I think we just take this. Question is, how much more gas have they got? So if they're waiting here, they probably have like the Monstrous Rage, just deciding whether or not to use it. Okay, Case the Gateway Express is great, but we're a little bit short on mana here to make this really effective. We could take down their Phoenix Chick. But I think, yeah, let's see. So they're pushing. If they can get this into the air next turn, it's super bad for us. Maybe we need to Case here. I guess otherwise we just go Bunicorn plus Swing and hope they don't quite have enough to get there. Or maybe it's right to like Bunicorn and swing with like one creature, because I guess if they mobilize the Foundry next turn and just swing in, see Bunicorn like blocks here. Yeah, I guess we don't die then unless they have like an extra land. So I think we Bunicorn. If they have the Lightning Strike, we're probably just dead. If they can get this into the air, we're probably just dead. I think in order to have a chance here, we've got to be able to send with both and have them like not have anything. Yeah, and they had the Lightning Strike, so now they can just kill us. The thing is, if we held another one back, like, we're probably not winning that race anyways. So yeah, against Mono Red, at least on a single land, it did not prove to work out. But who knows? Maybe it's possible. And I think fine-tuning the land a little bit would be something. I think when I initially built it with the like 7-1 win rate, I think I had 19 land, so maybe a little more land, but it just got me curious, like how low can we go on the land count and still have it work? Okay, this hand's amazing. We've got 2 land. Lead out here with Mechanic. And I think, you know, a lot of the time, unless it's later game, pretty much we're going to be playing these out as 2-1s. But we will hold them a little bit longer just to see. Let's see. Let's put out maybe Frontliner plus Officer here. Now we can use the House Mouse to pump the Frontliner so that it can still attack effectively. And then I think we could do that actually with another creature as well, but I think even if we just trade here, we're totally fine with that. So I think we just send. And actually, yeah, we probably should have put the buff on the Hotshot Mechanic because it's a more valuable creature to lose the Officer. So that was a misplay there. I probably should have pumped the Mechanic instead. Okay, here we can use the cheeky House Mouse trick again. And I think in this time we'll let the Frontliner die, so we'll put the pump on like the House Mouse and then use the Frontliner to pump the Mechanic. And then I think, yeah, the life gain here is not that important. We want to be able to draw probably off Inspector since we're so far ahead. Obliterator is nasty, but we definitely have some spare land here, so we can send in. And here we want to put the pump on the Inspector just to kind of spread out the damage. I think we just sack the lands here. Oh, and I could have reordered that for like 1 point of life. I don't think it's going to matter too much, but should just get in the good habits there. What do we want to do here? I think we sack maybe a Plains in the frontliner because we can recast it. Let's see, if they don't have any more removal... If they don't have any more removal, we swing in, pump here, they block, and they take exact lethal. Yeah, I guess it's about the same. See, I think we go frontliner plus Plains. So now if we push, they've got 2 blockers. We're only pushing 2 points of damage. So I think we now need to get on the Warden plan. And I think we leave, like, Veteran back, potentially. Don't need another land. Alright, so now if we bring in frontliner and we swing out, they've still got 3 blockers, so we're only pushing 2. So I think we're still on the Warden plan here. Curious what they've got in their hand there. If it's removal, we still need to bide our time just a little bit. Okay, well now we just fly over for the win, so that works. Whew, bit of a close one there, but got there. Okay, opening hand looks great. This is all the land we will ever need. And let's lead out here with Officer. It's a nice pickup. Now we can go double initiate. There is a chance, I guess the reason we want to go double initiate here is because we're planning to go Knight Errant. But this way we'll have the option. If we didn't have Knight Errant here, we might want to go like Cheeky House Mouse plus initiate instead to be a little bit more kind of conservative if they get rid of one of our 2-power creatures. But since we've got Knight Errant, I think we don't need to do that. Now, the real question is, do they have temporary lockdown? If they do, it's super rough. And the question is, do we try to like overextend here with Knight Errant or just push damage? And it's really kind of hard to know. I don't know what's correct, to be quite honest. Because like, if we can like, you know, vomit our hand out and they don't have lockdown, we probably win the game. But if we just attack here instead, we are pushing 6 damage, which is, you know, pretty impressive, and like set up for like a round 2. So I don't know what's correct. I think let's maybe try... I'm going to go for the first play. It's a little bit more risky, but I think it, like, the payoff is better. So let's see how that works out. They could also just counter our play here, which will cost us 6 damage. So that is a consideration. And maybe it's safer to not go for it, because they definitely have no more lives. Yeah, I think maybe I just push for 6 here. Like the guaranteed 6 is... Or at least go to combat. Okay, so now we won't attack, but we will cast the Knight Errant, and that feels pretty good. Okay, so let's get Warden plus Inspector. Don't need the life, and then we can use these extra tokens here to get Warden going. Case is nice, but it takes time. They don't really have creatures for us to take down, and it also takes a full turn for this to happen. So I think I'd rather just have more action. Okay, no lockdown. This probably means they do have Sunfall next turn, so I think we want to hold everything here. That being said, let's try to maybe use these on the Warden. Actually, I suppose if they have Sunfall, we can save this for the next round. I guess this is just extra damage, though. Do we want Case? I don't think we want Case. Bunicorn will definitely keep around. Actually, the other play, you know, there was a play here that I didn't see until just now. If we had just attacked and not used those tokens, we could have used the tokens to blow up the Celestis, and that was almost certainly correct. So I think that was a misplay on my part. I literally just saw it now, though. I guess we'll see what happens. Might get punished here for it, but yeah, that would have been, I think, probably correct. Oh, they had the lockdown. Interesting. So I think we just want this plus Inspector. Yeah, I guess we want Warden instead. Question is, how much do we overextend into this? I think we probably want to get Initiate going to try to blow this stuff up. So maybe we do extend. This is a little hard, but I think we do need to probably. If we're going to play all three, we should get Veteran going first. They could definitely have like another Sunfall, so maybe we hold something back, but I think we want to be able to blow this up, and we don't have the extra mana until next turn, so I think we just go for it. Okay, so now we can attack, blow up their Celestis, or their 5/5. So instead of playing Bunnicorn, we'll keep the mana open. And I guess we can give this thing another counter. All right, so now if we take, I think we want to take one down off each. We could also wait to see where it blocks. That way we don't lose our Initiate or our Warden. We won't do as much damage this way, but we will be able to, I think, prevent the loss of one of our creatures. Okay, so now, yeah, we'll take it off the one off each. And now we can also try to take out the Celestis as well. Okay, so in response to that, let's take out their Celestis.
I am almost sad to see you go. Strike fast and strike hard.
So unfortunately, we can't really attack Emperor this turn. I think we want to set up Bunicorn here. If they have another board wipe, it's super awkward. This is definitely a tough match, but I think that we... Yeah, I didn't see it, but we potentially threw the game early on by not taking out their Celestis. So let's get some more cards down, just to make our Bunicorn a bit more threatening. I don't know if we play out the Officer. I mean, the Officer is nice to be able to start refilling if they have another board wipe. So I think, let's see, if it's a 7/7 and they have like another Wandering Emperor, they can just kill it, obviously. But 2, 4, 6, yeah. I guess if they kill some of our other creatures, they'll get it also. I think it's okay, though. So I think we just push. Do we want to try to spend time on Emperor? I think we just want to go face here, actually. We're definitely running out of time. Okay, that kind of block definitely makes me think that they've got a board wipe, unfortunately.
I've got new moves to teach you.
And I think if they attack here, we actually want to block with our veterans so we don't lose that to Sunfall. Okay, they had the lockdown. Unfortunately, we didn't have the mana up for Initiate to be able to blow it up. Yeah, that maybe was an oversight. Yeah, I'm seeing all this stuff like in hindsight, which is crappy, but I guess if we hold up mana and they've got lockdown, then we can blow it up. All right.
Let your blade do the talking.
Okay, so no Jace, at least not yet. We can send with Frontliner here. Yeah, I think we send with Frontliner, then both Frontliners give each other the bonus. Yeah, I think we'll leave that on top. That's fine.
Who's got the edge in this fight? Guards, to me.
Yeah, and I think we just take it here. Okay, so now... The problem is they've got this anchorage, so that's awkward. I don't know if the Frontliner really helps us here a whole lot. We could send, I guess, Phantom at the Emperor, and then that probably gets blocked by their anchorage. But I think we just want to go face here, to be honest. Yeah, this unfortunately is not looking great. So if we push, they eat both of our guys, and we can maybe push through with like 1 point of damage. Just seems so rough. I think we sit one turn here.
greet our enemies.
Here I think we just block with Veteran. We could try to clear this, I guess, but it's got first strike, so I think we just let that one through. Okay, now if we push, we can maybe take out Wandering Emperor, but that soul doesn't really solve our problem. Could go for like Novice Inspector plus draw a card. I think we kind of need to shove fairly soon here to try to knock out this Emperor. They've got 5 cards in hand. Oh, this is so bad. Okay, so I think we send all 3 of these at Emperor, and then Hotshot Mechanic at face, pump it with the Yoshin Frontliner, and then I guess they only block... They could block 2 of these and take this down to 1. Yuck. Or we send everything at Wandering Emperor. I think this is kind of a losing battle. I think we instead just... maybe try to go face instead. Yeah, I think this is just over. So we had kind of a brief moment there in hindsight where we could have maybe stolen the game. And I guess just like the awareness, just try to have the awareness to look for it. I'm still getting used to it myself. So, yeah. I definitely usually try to like fight to the bitter end against blue-white control, but sometimes it's just, yeah, you just can't win after a certain point. This hand looks great. Does feel a lot better to be on the play and have 2 mana against mono red. All right, so here I think we just go Inspector plus Warden, and then we can swing. And Warden on top looks great. Yeah, take another Warden. This way, if they kill the first Warden, like we've got backup with all these extra tokens we can take advantage of. Okay, let's get another Novice Inspector going. And now I think we can pretty safely put this Warden out of range. I guess unless they have, they potentially could have like, oh, can't think of the name, Witchstalker's Frenzy. So maybe Frontliner is good here. Slightly higher damage output. Okay, that one looks good too. So we're losing 3 damage by giving this another buff. We do have this thing with Vigilance though, which is pretty sweet. I guess we're losing 2 damage. Yeah, like the downside is if they have Witchstalkers, it's really rough. But they need like that or like Play with Fire plus Lightning Strike. So it might have been correct to just swing out there and not miss out on 2 damage. But if like this dissuades their Phoenix chick from getting in, we know they don't have Monstrous Rage. And I think we just take it here because if we can get this toughness a little bit higher, we can really put it out of range. We could also just like force them to have it. I think there's a pretty decent chance that they do have it. So maybe we go for taking out the Kumano. So if we let it through, we're taking like, if they have Rage, plus like Lightning Strike, like 5, 8, 10. It's actually an insane amount of damage. I think maybe we have to block here, unfortunately. Okay, that was not what I was expecting, but... Well, thankfully we have another Warden. That feels really good. Definitely in a rough spot here. Yeah, a veteran is pretty sweet. So if they have like nothing, I think we've got to push here, unfortunately. If they have, it's so rough though. They drop us down to 3 with Phoenix Chick. If they've got anything, we're just dead. Oh, God. If they have, like, Play with Fire, like, literally almost anything will kill us at this point. Yeah, I don't think we can wait, though. So maybe, actually, we just send House Mouse here. I think that's probably the play. And I think, yeah, missing that 2 damage early on was probably... We probably should have gone for the extra damage. And they had the lightning strike. Oof, that is tough. All right, let's take a look at the stats of the deck. It has changed a little bit, and so the land count has dropped from 19 down to 17, but let's take a look. Okay, so it is currently 64% win rate. It is 7 wins and 4 losses. I think basically, we went just recently, I think 1-3 here. So I think it had been 6-1. So yeah, there have been some changes certainly, but I do think it's a fun deck to play. It's super linear. It's super fast. Maybe mess with the land count a little bit, but I like what's in there. So take it as you will. Anyways, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see you next time.